So I just wanted to start off by saying, this year has been especially hard for me in particular, um, and hard for everybody as well. Everybody around the world, not just the USA, just around the world. And I just felt the need to encourage someone. It's been a really difficult year for me. My story was it started with losing my job. I had an overnight job as a supervisor, making good money. I lost that job, and then I was using that job to supplement or pay to keep my garages open for my auction business. So once I lost that job, I wasn't able to keep up with that, um, the garages for my auction business, buying and selling cars. So DMV, or the state of Florida, asked me to turn in the license because I was so behind. I was probably like 2,000 plus dollars behind, and I couldn't catch up. So I had to turn in the license for that business. So that was business number two. Number three, I went through a divorce this year. So one, two, three. On top of that, I was going to the VA for treatment for anxiety and depression. I was even kept over one night. Spent 24 hours at the VA because they wouldn't allow me to go home because they thought that the anxiety and depression was severe. And all these things took a toll on me trying to keep my home and trying to take care of my mom. My mom is very elderly, so my sister's bipolar. So trying to keep all these things together, and I have a 7-year-old at the same time, and wasn't sure what was going to happen in court. I felt like I probably was going to have limited rights of visitation with him. I didn't know, I had to get an attorney and fight for him and other things and the like. So I didn't, I've never been through this before, and I've heard so many bad things happen for men in court. So I really had to keep my composure and pray. But as you can tell, if you've been through all these different things, you already know the anxiety that it brings and the depression that it brings and the like you're amped up, right? And so it's been a especially hard year trying to bounce back, not being able to find a job. I've sent my resume to over, I don't know, 50 companies plus, maybe 100. And, I had like two interviews and went through, one, two, three different supervisors and no callback. So it's been very difficult. I'm on limited military income, so I don't know if I didn't have that income, where would I be? I may have lost this home. Um, and it was really tough this year. Like, it was like hell on wheels, pretty much. That's my story. I can sit here and talk about it now, but I don't know, 9 months ago or 6 months ago, I was about to lose my mind. I felt like I was about to end up in a mental institution. Like, I was that close. And I've had moments of flashes of suicidal thoughts, and I was really in a bad place, really in a bad place. And I don't know, maybe a few people knew, of the tension, but a lot of people didn't know of the extremities of what was taking place in my life because, sometimes, you want to share, but you don't want to share. You want people to help you, but you don't want too many people knowing your business. And that's the bad part about not sharing because or not being able to share because you don't know, who's going to laugh, who's going to take you serious, who's going to listen, who's going to want to help you. You don't want people knowing your business, so you keep a close lid. I've seen people go on Facebook and write all their business. It's so stupid. Who does that? Nobody goes on there. People are not supposed to do that. Your stuff is very intimate. It's very private. Like it's not something that you just run about and tell, but you should have at least one person that you can trust and tell. Maybe a professional, maybe your mom, maybe a significant other. I don't know. That you can share things with so that you don't lose your mind. Or, they can give you an outlet and an extra ear to listen, give you a word of encouragement. So much has happened this year. Like, this is like one of the worst years. And on top of that, we had COVID, right? And where you can't go, everything was limited. To where you go, you have to wear a mask. So many people died. So many people lost their jobs. So many people lost their homes. So many people didn't know where the next meal was coming from. And this is the United States of America, where people are not supposed to be starving. You hear about those things happening in a third world country, right? Not not the U.S., not here, but a lot happens here, more than people from other countries would ever imagine. People see the American dream. Oh, I want to get to the U.S., and then you get here and you say, oh, this is a whole nother ball game. It's not what that. It's not what people think it is. Yes, the American dream is here, but it's not what people think it is. It's a lot more of a struggle than people think that you come here and there's a gold spoon in your mouth. It doesn't happen. But I just felt the need to encourage people out there, people that are, especially around this time, you isolate yourself. People are isolated. People have lost loved ones. The divorce rate is up. I mean, yeah, they said it's almost 50%. It's like people get married and then right away they're divorced, and then all the things that happened, like everybody was stuck at home, so then people started going at each other like crabs in a barrel, and next thing you know, all hell breaks loose, and lives are torn apart, lives are broken. There's a lot of frustrations, a lot of anger out there, and man, you see it on the news or wherever you go, you see it on people's faces, right? There's so much going on, and I'm a military vet. I feel like the government has failed us in a lot of ways, more ways than one, as far as helping the vets. I mean, they have gotten better. They've become better, but I think it's so sad when I go down the street and I see a man, on the side of the road in military, outfits, and he's a vet and he's homeless. You know, he's homeless. I mean, I go down to the pizza shop, and guys are like just sitting on the side. You give them $1 or two, but where is that? How far is that going to take them? You know what I mean? Like, it's just sad. Like they're hooked on drugs and no jobs, and a lot of these people are very skilled. We are people that drove, I don't know, $500,000 army tanks. You know, operated the most expensive equipments, flew the most expensive jets, planes, helicopters. I don't know, aircraft mechanics, this, that, the next, and then we come out and we can't find a job, and nobody wants to help, and it's frustrating that you have all these skills and abilities and nobody cares. And that's what a lot of vets deal with. And on top of that, a lot of mental health issues and stuff that you can't deal with anymore. So most people just want to end up blowing their brains out or committing suicide or all this stress and issues. And you have family around, friends around, and you're probably laughing and talking with them. But at the end of the day, you are suffering. You are struggling, and it hurts a lot. It's it's an everyday struggle. But I definitely didn't see myself sitting here encouraging somebody because of what I went through this year. I felt like, man, this is like the end of the road for me. Like, so much has happened. How am I gonna? I used to ask myself all the time, how am I gonna bounce back from this? Like, what's next? Where's my purpose? At this age and at this time in my life, where do I, where's the road leading? Like where next? When you go through a devastating event or events, situations, you wonder what's next, is the question. Like, why me? And a lot of people are in this boat right now, in these shoes right now, asking, why me? Why me? Why me? But just remember that when things happen, sometimes God move things out of your way or even people out of your way so you can clear the path for something greater, something better, something more productive. Sometimes people in your life that you think are supposed to be with you, or they hold you back. or there could be, a curse in, a curse in your life sometimes, you don't know, but you just have to know that you have to be able to move on and to bigger and better things. And there is a blessing on the way, something better, when something leaves, something better comes along, and God has a purpose and plan for everything that happens in your life. You may not see it at that very moment. At the moment that is happening to you, you're not going to understand it. All you're going to do is cry and wonder, why me? But when the smoke clears, you're like, wow, this was what God was trying to show me. This was what God was trying to do for me, because you're not going to know unless that thing is out of your way, whether it's a person, whether it's a job, whether it's, I don't know, something. But better is always coming. God never takes you from lack to more lack. He takes you from lack to more, to better, to greater, to bigger. That's what God does. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to encourage you that you may be sitting in a spot right now, maybe by yourself. You might be crying, you might be desperate, you might feel down, be feeling down. You may have lost a loved one, you may have lost a significant other, whether it's a separation, whether it's a divorce, whether it's somebody died, somebody got killed, somebody got shot. I don't know, but better is coming. You know what I'm saying? Better is coming, and you just have to hold faith to that. Be hopeful that things are gonna be better. You don't see it in the current situation that you're in because you're so busy being down on yourself, down and out, crying, and you're not really opening your eyes and looking up, dry your tears, and realize that something better is on its way. God don't give us crappy stuff. You know what I'm saying? When things happen, it happens for a reason. God would never He don't bring crappy stuff to you. He brings greatness to you, purpose, destiny. He brings bigger and better things, So, man, I just want to encourage you, this year has been especially tough. This COVID stuff has destroyed a lot of lives. A lot of people have lost almost everything. If you've seen it, but a lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of people don't encourage one another, encourage other people. Most times you go out to the store or the street or wherever you are, the mall, wherever you are, how many people stop and say, hey, God bless you, give you a handshake or elbow shake, I don't know, or say hi or hello. And everybody's going through. Everybody is going through something, right? Everybody has lost something this year. So it's been very difficult, and it's hard for people to encourage other people because they can't even encourage themselves. So I just want to take the time to tell you, don't quit. Don't give up. Better is coming. Bigger is coming. A blessing is on its way. You may not see it now, but you got to stop crying, dry your tears, and look up. To whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord. People can't help you. People don't help you. So the only person that can help you is God, is our Savior. Nobody can help you. People just talk. Sometimes the closest people to you, friends, family, because everybody's going through their own desperation. Everybody's in desperation mode, right? So some may be, what's that word? Some things may be deliberate, and some things may not be deliberate. It just might be that people are struggling and they can't do better. So that's why I say, sometimes we look to people and we put too much emphasis on people. But the person that can really dig you out of a situation is God. I mean, I'm just being honest. People might not want to hear that, but it is what it is. It's true. You can pray to a million gods, but only one's going to show up, and that's the living God. I don't care who you cry out to. Only God's going to show up. Whether you like it or not, it's the truth. So I'm just telling you, that be encouraged. Life is tough, especially this year. Like, so many people have lost so much. I've lost so much, man. I felt like I was going to end up in the street somewhere. I can't even, I'm giving you like little bits and pieces. I can't even go through, if I was to go through the weeks and the days and the months throughout the year of my ups and downs and my turns, and my fall downs and my valleys and my pits, you'll be like, wow, there's a reason why you're still here, you know. And I want to tell you that there's a reason why you're still here. There's purpose in your life. There's God has a purpose and a plan for your life, regardless of where you are right now. You can't give up. You know what I'm saying? Like, be encouraged because this too shall pass. This too comes and goes. This too ends. You know, and yeah, every day brings a new trial, but every day, you know, God's gonna level you up. You know, and you also have to be determined. You have to be determined to say, I'm not gonna be stuck. I'm not gonna just sit here and cry all day or cry all year or cry all month. You got to get up and realize that you got to do something. You know what I'm saying? And for me, exercise was a big part of me, you know, kind of coming out of that kind of downward mode, downward spiral. You know, I started exercising, running, jogging, writing, started writing, working on my book. And, you know, it's pretty much finished. I just got to find a publisher. But I'm just saying you need to find something that you like, a hobby, whether it's going to the park, going to the beach and just sitting out for half an hour, taking deep breaths, you know, find some time to talk to God, pray, meditate, whatever it is that you think that's going to give you that peace of mind and get you back to your old you, you know. There's an old you inside of you, you know. You used to laugh and joke and have fun and tell jokes and be you, and then you stopped because of all those problems and issues and depression, all anxiety, all those things that came in, PTSD, whatever it is, all those things that came in, and you got to find a way out of it. You know, you got to find a way out of it, you know, and, you know, whether you have to visit a herbal store, take some natural supplements, you know, take your meds if you're on meds, continue that, but also work on yourself, because 2021 is coming. You can't just sit there and cry and give up. Can't throw in a towel. You know what I mean? When you throw in a towel, you lose because whatever you're fighting it seems like it's bigger than you, but if you just throw in the towel, it's just gonna fall right on top of you. So you have to be able to be like a dancer or somebody doing karate, right? They're always moving. They're always moving. They're always trying to find the better fit, the better stance, so they can be on the attack or you know, have that fighting stance so they can keep going, right? And that's what we have to learn to do as individuals, that realize that we have so much to fight for. You know, if you give up, you'll never find out what your purpose really was. You know, somebody said a long time ago that the richest place is the graveyard, and that's because people die not living out their dreams, not recognizing what their dream was. They were supposed to be maybe a millionaire, a poet, an artist, celebrity, maybe even a president, doctor, lawyer, and they died because they gave up on their dream. So the richest place, they died broken, and they died, went to the grave with their dreams. Never realized their dreams, never lived out their dreams because they gave up on what was supposed to be their purpose and their destiny. So we have to be careful, you know, about those things. Even when we're going through, we have to recognize that there's a purpose, that why you're still here. If you're still here, you're still breathing, you're still above 6 feet, you're not 6 feet under, then God has a purpose for your life. So we have to realize that and not give up. Don't quit. I know it's hard. I know it's tough. I know you feel like you're losing everything. I know like you feel like your life is over, but it's not. Trust me, it's not. I felt like everything, I was done. Like, never spoke about it. You know, sometimes you pretend like you're okay, but deep down inside, you're burning, like you're hurting, and you're ready to throw in the towel and give up. But don't give up. You know, life is tough. You know, but God will always find a way to elevate you. You know, He never said He'll take you over the mountaintop and pick you up and just put you on a mountain, but He's going to make a way for you to get there. He's going to make a way for you to climb. He's going to make it, can give you that strength to keep going, that endurance, you know, whatever it is, that stamina, right? Like vitamins or, you know, whatever you drink, you know. you get extra strength, and that's what He does. It's like you cry out to Him, and I'm just being honest. When I went to God about so many different things, and God started answering my prayers one by one, it blew my mind. Like it literally blew my mind. I wasn't doubting God. I never doubted God, but I just felt like wow, like it was mind blowing to see my prayers get answered one after the other. Even while I was in the pit, even while I was in the valley, He was still answering me. And I've made so many mistakes along the way. How many times we fail God, right? But I just want to encourage you. Don't be discouraged. Keep going. Never give up. Never ever quit. It may feel like there's a long road ahead of you. Like, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Like you're going through the tunnel. Like I used to drive through the Chesapeake Bay Bridge in the military. When I used to go back home to New York, and visit my mom, when I had breaks, and then you go back through the Chesapeake Bay Bridge tunnel, and that joker, you're up and then you're down, you're under the ground and you're up and then you're down. That thing is 16 miles long. I used to count. It took me like 20 minutes to cross that bridge. And I used to love it, but I had friends with me that used to be so nervous, so afraid over this crazy bridge. 16 miles long, 20 minutes to cross it. But eventually you get out there, there's light, right? There's light. There's always a brighter day or, a better day coming. So that's what it is. There's light at the end of the tunnel. If you keep going, you don't give up. If you give up now, you'll never see the light, right? You stop in the middle of the tunnel. Where are we going? You just sitting there doing what? Nothing. But if you keep going, eventually the light comes up and then you see everything. Once I resurfaced from the underground tunnel, there's oceans on both sides, right? Water on both sides. I remember all those ducks or pigeons or whatever it is flying, the seagulls just flying. You see boats, you see other cars, you see people, you smell the fresh air. Oh man, there's so much to life, man. Don't give up, don't quit, don't end your life over something stupid. There's a lot of people that's rooting for you in secret. There's a lot of people watching you. There's a lot of people admiring you. There's a lot of people that's counting on you. Your significant other, your kid or your kids. There's somebody just rooting for you. So I just felt the need to do this video and encourage you. You're watching, just be encouraged. You'll be in a better place soon enough. Like me, when I started the year, January was crazy. January to December, I'm in a much better place, and you will be too. So just be encouraged. Don't give up. I'm telling you, your tears are not in vain. God hears your cry. You heard my cry, and I cried a lot, but your tears are not in vain. You know what I'm saying? So please be encouraged. I love you all. Don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless. Peace.